while the future looks to be headed in a new direction there in L.A., LeBron was asked if Luka could help extend his career. Take a listen.
No, I have not given it that type of thought. Just the excitement of being able to add a caliber player like that, a generational talent like that to our franchise, is something that's given me energy. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do. I think we only had, 2 games? 2 games so far. So, as we continue to, get into form, as he continues to get in form, I think we could be really good going down the stretch, but we see what happens.
So, UD, you know LeBron very well from you guys' time in Miami. Do you think Luka can help LeBron get one last title?
I definitely think so. I think offensively, they'll work that out. LeBron is the ultimate teammate. He's played with Dwayne Wade. He's played with Kyrie Irving. So offensively, he'll make Luka comfortable. Can they maintain the defensive intensity and the defensive mindset that they have? We saw last year what Boston was able to do with Luka and put him in a lot of different situations defensively. So for me, can they maintain that defensive focus? I love the versatility that they have on the wing. They have Hachimura, they have Finley Smith, so they have length on the wing. The problem will be if they run into the Denver Nuggets with Jokic, or if they run into the OKC combination of Chet and Hartenstein. That's where I think they'll have problems.
All right, Bobby, along those lines, you heard what UD just say. Do the Lakers have enough, let's say, length, guys, bigs, to challenge the elite teams in the West?
No, they don't. They did have that big in Mark Williams before they rescinded that trade. And I think when you look at this Lakers team, UD hit it on the head. Man, you're going to have to go through Oklahoma City or Denver or even with Memphis with Jaren Jackson and Zach Edey here. So that's the biggest concern for me as far as size for this Lakers team getting out of the Western Conference.
So then, UD, let me go back to you about the Lakers. Do they need to change the way they play instead of LeBron make Luka the focal point?
Not at all. I think you continue to play the way you play. I think that's a conversation for LeBron to have with Luka Doncic. I've seen those situations where we would land in a different city and LeBron or Dwayne would grab his iPad, he would go to LeBron's room and he would have those conversations. Hey, this is what I can do for you. This is where I need you to be your best version. This is how I can help you be your best version. And those guys work that out. So that's a conversation that your best 2 players are going to have, and the other guys in the locker room are going to fall behind.
What do you think about that, Bobby?
Well, I'm interested to see what happens with this Lakers team after the All-Star break, because before the break with the 2 games with Luka, he played a lot off the ball. Is the ball going to be more in his hands? Is usage rate going to go up here? Is he, certainly Austin Reeves going to defer a little bit more here? I think that's going to be the telltale sign as far as do we get post 40-year-old LeBron and do we get All-Star Luka version here? That's how this team is going to get to a Western Conference Finals or perhaps farther than that.
He says Western Conference Finals. UD, where do you see the ceiling for this Lakers squad?
I definitely see Western Conference Finals. They definitely have the ability to get to the Western Conference Finals. You put yourself in a position where you can get that 4th spot, you get home court in the first round, and then you put yourself in a position in the next round where you continue to grow that offense with Luka and LeBron, knowing that if you can put yourself in game-winning situations, you have 2 of the best 2 closers in the NBA.
We'll see. All right, coming up in the West, LeBron and Luka, they can win a title together. Is that right or wrong?
Yes, they can definitely win a title together. I don't think it'll be this year, but the combination of LeBron James and Luka Doncic, I think, can be unstoppable. They're one big away. They have versatility on the wings, so they can guard anybody. That's the biggest defensive position that you need to have. So they have the pieces, but they're one big away.
Speaking of the Lakers, while the future looks to be bright heading, especially in the new direction there in L.A., LeBron was asked if Luka can help extend his career. Here's LeBron's response.
No, I have not given it that type of thought. Just the excitement of being able to add a caliber player like that, a generational talent like that to our franchise, is something that's given me energy. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do. I think we only had, 2 games? 2 games so far. So, as we continue to, get into form, as he continues to get in form, I think we could be really good going down the stretch, but we see what happens.
Okay, so that's LeBron there. Bobby Marks, what do you think? Do you think Luka will help deliver another title to LeBron before he basically hangs him up?
I do, but I don't think it's going to be this year, Brian. I just think when you look at this roster, I think there's some unbalance to this roster. As you do say, certainly there's some depth at the wing position. I think there's a glaring hole at center that they tried to address here. I think for this year, everything has to line up, but that means going through Oklahoma City. That means going through Denver. That means going through Memphis. Here's another thing: they're 2 games back of the number 2 seed here, but they've got the 6th toughest schedule for the last second half of the season here. So where are they when we get going in mid-April, as far as from a playoff standpoint?
UD, when you look at the Lakers, do you see them challenging those elite teams in the West?
Yeah, I definitely see them challenging those elite teams. I see them possibly putting themselves in a position where if they can get 4, they can get home court going into the first round. But there are some issues in the paint. They can't go against the Joker. They can't stop Denver. They have no answer for him. And a combination of Chet and Hardenstein and OKC will definitely give them problems. And you can look at in Memphis and you can talk about Jerry Jackson and Edie. So those are big bodies. Those are guys who can wear on you in the paint. I think the small lineups and the versatility they have will work against them against those type of teams.
Talk to me, UD, because you played with LeBron. Does LeBron now have to have a conversation with Luka and make him the focal point?
I think that's the best way to do it. I think that has to come from your best player. I think that has to come from the guys having those conversations late night when you land in the city. LeBron going to his room, taking his iPad, going to the gym with him when they get to a different city, looking at those things on film. I think the answer to every test is in the film and making him as comfortable as he can be and letting him know, hey, you be your best version. I'll work around you and we'll get it right.
Okay, so then, Bobby, let me come to you about the Lakers' ceiling, because we've already seen Luka take a team to the West, basically to the NBA championship when they took on the Celtics, and they had a great run, him and Kyrie. Do you think he can do the same thing? He's got LeBron, one of the greatest, with him now. Can he do the same thing with the Lakers?
Well, you could make an argument that this team can't get out of the first round, but you can also make an argument that this team can get to a conference finals here. And I think it all depends on the matchups here. I think the big question too, Brian, is certainly the backcourt of Luka and Austin Reeves here. When you're playing a team like Oklahoma City and you're playing a team like Memphis with certainly the quick guards with Morant and Shea, are those 2 players going to be targeted in a 7-game series here? But yeah, I do think they can get to a conference finals, but I do think things have to line up perfectly for them.
Interesting. UD, give you the final word. What's the ceiling you think for the Lakers?
I agree. I think things have to line up perfectly for these guys, but I think they have an opportunity to get into the Eastern Conference Finals. But that's where the buck stops at. In the Eastern Conference, in the Western Conference Finals, that's where the buck's going to stop. They're going to face an OKC. They're going to face a Denver, and I think Denver's not really getting the flowers that they deserve right now. And I think Murray's playing great. Joker's continuing to hold fork, and they go as he goes.
We'll see what happens. Of course, the season tips off here in another day. All right, coming.
How's it going, everybody? Villa Sports Network here. Just wanted to thank you guys for your support on the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Also want to kind of remind you to don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video if you like as well. But regardless of the fact, thank you again for your support, and hope to see you on the next video.